Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about the oxides and hydroxides of group 1 elements. As we have already discussed the chemical reactivity of alkali metals, in which we have learned the reaction with oxygen to give rise to metal oxides. So let us discuss these in the detail. The reaction between the alkali metals with oxygen is an example of oxidation reaction, because in this oxygen get added with the alkali metal to form alkali metal oxide. But in the case of alkali metals, there are different type of products are formed when it is reacted with the oxygen, that it can form oxides. Some of the element can form peroxide, and some of the members of this group can form superoxide. So before discussing the details of which elements form oxides, which can form peroxide and superoxide, first let us distinguish what is actually differs in oxides, peroxide and superoxide. That can be easily learned through this table. That is monoxide, peroxide, superoxide. The formula for the metal with a oxygen, that combination of alkali metals and oxygen is given here. Here let us first discuss about oxides. Oxides that can be represented as O2 negative, as we have learnt that the oxidation state of oxygen in oxides is 2 negative. Let us take a example of alkali metal sodium. Sodium having plus 1 oxidation state, and oxygen in oxides having 2 negative oxidation state. So when you crisscross it, which you have learnt in the 9th standard, their charges, when you crisscross it, you can generate the formula. So what will be the formula? That is Na2O. So that is what generally it is given in this table. The general, instead of giving the sodium, M is representing here, because it can be taken for any case of this element. So M2O. So that is the formula for the alkali metal with the oxygen, that is M2O, that is an oxide of alkali metal. So here the oxidation state of oxygen is -2. Next let us discuss about peroxide. In peroxide, here O2 2 negative. Peroxide ion is O2 2 negative, and when we make a combination with the sodium ion, now when you crisscross it, because here it is plus 1 charge and here it is 2 negative charge, when you crisscross it, what you'll get the formula? You'll get the formula Na2, and here it is O2. When you look at here the formula, it is O2 with 2 negative charge. So it comes Na2O2. So that is generally represented here as M2O2. So similarly, when you do for the other element, you will get the same formula, that is M2O2. So here the oxide ion is O2 negative ion, but the peroxide is O2 2 negative ion. So there is a difference here. It is O2 and it is O. So the oxidation state we have learnt for oxygen, it is in oxides it is -2, but in peroxide it is -1 oxidation state. When we talk about superoxide, in superoxide the superoxide ion can be represented as O2 1 negative. So when we make a formula with a sodium ion which have 1 positive charge, as we know that 1 positive 1 negative cancel. Now what will be the formula generated? Now it is NaO2. So NaO2 is the superoxide for the sodium. So general representation for the superoxide is MO2, that is the superoxide. So when we compare the oxidation state of oxygen, that is per case, in the case of oxide it is -2 oxidation state for oxygen, -1 is the oxidation state for oxygen, and here it is minus half is the oxidation state of oxygen in superoxide. So oxides, peroxide and superoxide, here the different formulas are formed because here the oxidation state of oxygen is different. Therefore, it forms different formulas because the oxidation state are different here. So, it is very important to note, better to learn this in the tabular form. What is the difference between oxide, peroxide and superoxide? So, we have learnt about the oxides, superoxide and peroxide. From this, lithium usually forms oxide. That is a formula we have. Just now we have written the general representation for oxide, that is we have written as M2O. So, particularly when we are writing the reaction for lithium, so what we get the formula, that is Li2O, that is the lithium oxide. Next, peroxides can be usually formed by sodium. Sodium with oxygen, it forms usually the peroxide, but it can also form the oxides also. So, it forms peroxide. Next, the metal like potassium, rubidium and cesium, it can form superoxides. That is can be shown here, it is forming a superoxide. The general representation is given for, that is M plus O2 is giving rise to MO2, that is called as superoxide. So here we have learnt that the three type of products are formed when the alkali metals react with oxygen, that it can form oxides usually with the lithium, sodium usually form peroxides, and the other metals like potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, these usually forms superoxides. The oxides and peroxides are usually colorless when pure, but superoxide is yellow and it is paramagnetic. So next we will be discussing the reaction of the alkali metal oxides with water. So when we make the equation for the metal oxide, general representation M2O, the reaction with water, it forms a metal hydroxide. The formula for metal hydroxide is generally represented as MOH. MOH, you are familiar with this. If I am doing the reaction of sodium oxide with water, what will be the product form? It forms the product that is NaOH, sodium hydroxide. And we know that sodium hydroxide is a base. So, a base gives a pink coloration with a phenolphthalein solution. So, that we can easily identify with this test, that is add a little bit of phenolphthalein in the solution, it turns to pink coloration. The superoxides and peroxides can also form a metal hydroxide, as you can see here. Peroxides with water, it forms metal hydroxide, and also there is a formation of a hydrogen peroxide, that is H2O2. Superoxide, when it reacts with water, it forms metal hydroxide as well as hydrogen peroxide, and the oxygen is also formed in this reaction. So when you compare these three equations, you can see that metal oxide is only giving metal hydroxide, but other two are also giving metal hydroxide, but in other two cases hydrogen peroxide is also the product, and in superoxide oxygen is also the product. So it is very easy to learn this equation when you learn in this way, that is all these are giving rise to metal hydroxide as a product, and the other two, that is metal peroxide and metal superoxide, is giving rise to hydrogen peroxide, and the last one is giving rise to dioxygen molecule also. In the textbook there is some in-text solved question. Let us discuss that question. That is problem 10.1. What is the oxidation state of K in KO2? First of all, identify the formula here What is KO2? Is it a oxide, peroxide or superoxide? Just go through the table of oxides, peroxide and superoxide which we have learnt in this video itself. That is, so when you compare the formula for oxide, peroxide and superoxide, so here the superoxide is represented as MO2. So what we have in our question? In our question we have KO2. That is here KO2. So can you tell me which type of compound it is? Is it oxide, superoxide or peroxide? Definitely it is a superoxide. So the question is that what is the oxidation state of K? So in whichever the case, it is oxide, peroxide or superoxide, alkali metals always have a same oxidation state, that is a +1 oxidation state. So potassium have a +1 oxidation state, sodium have +1 oxidation state, lithium have +1 oxidation state. So there is no doubt in this question that whatever the oxide, the oxidation state of alkali metals is always +1. So if it is asked what is the oxidation state of oxygen in this, because it is a superoxide, at the time you can write that is -half is the oxidation state of oxygen, but for potassium the oxidation state is +1. So what is the answer for this question? +1 is the oxidation state of potassium in KO2. So this is one of the important and usually asked question in exams. So all of you keep a star mark for this question. Next question is problem number 10.3. That is also a textbook solved problem. Why is KO2 paramagnetic? It is also one of the important question. Why it is paramagnetic? As we have learned, KO2 is a superoxide. So superoxide is a paramagnetic because of one unpaired electron present in pi star 2p molecular orbital. If you remember, we have learnt molecular orbital theory, that is the MOT theory. In MOT theory, we have learnt the molecular orbital diagram for superoxide we have drawn. So when you make the molecular orbital diagram, you can see there is a single, that is a unpaired electron is present in the pi star 2p orbital, that is molecular orbital. So because of the presence of unpaired electron, we can call this as paramagnetic. Whenever there is a unpaired electron, then it is called as paramagnetic, and if all electrons are paired, then it is called as dimagnetic. So here there is an unpaired electron, therefore it is a paramagnetic. So this we have already learnt when we have learnt the molecular orbital diagram in the case of peroxide ion. We have already made this diagram. So all of you go through that molecular orbital diagram for superoxide ion. So from that you can see that there is a one single electron in pi star 2p molecular orbital. So because of this reason only it is paramagnetic. So it is also one of the quite important question in this area. So this is all about this video. Have a nice day.